A very good evening to you. Welcome to the press conference on Silverbirds Rhythm 93.7 Jos. It's beautiful to be here today. The press conference is a show hosted by journalists, where we look at issues in the news. We get behind the top headlines and, of course, unpack the issues that are contained therein, just to give you a better perspective to some of the issues, if not all of them, as we discuss them on the show. And we do this daily, Mondays through the Thursdays from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Today is no exception. It's a Thursday and it's our last installment. We're grateful to God that we are able to be here to look at the issues that concerns our politics and how it defines who we are. My name is Samson Oman, and it's always exciting, always good to be here.
Unfortunately, we were not here yesterday.
Sure. And why were we not here?
Yes. I started by saying, unfortunately, we were bereaved. One of our own was were preparing for his burial, which processes began in fact, yesterday. So we went for a candlelight in honor of the late Sunday Ada of News Agency of Nigeria, who, as we are talking now, his body should be arriving Omala local government. I think I'm correct. Omala local government area in Kogi State is home for final interment by tomorrow. So we are sorry for being absent yesterday, and we are back here dutifully today. My name is Okadi Ode. Good evening.
All right. On that sad note, we'll continue the show today, and two sad stories we want to reflect on. One is from the Rivers State, and because it's a national story, we'd like to focus our attention on it. Mr. Ode, the lawmaker representing the Southeast Senatorial District of Rivers State, Senator Mpigi Barinada, is dead. He is the chairman of the House of Representatives Committee on Works, or rather, the chairman of the House of Committee on Works, Akina Labi, confirmed the sad development in Tribute today. He, of course, confirmed that the senator is dead. He was the chairman Senate Committee on Works. Details of the circumstances surrounding his unfortunate death could not be ascertained as at the time this report came out. Another sad loss, so many loss from the National Assembly in recent times.
Well, we've always been grappling with such stories here, and the baseline we've always maintained is that death is no respecter of persons. It has high taste, and it will not tell you it's coming, but it will certainly come. So it's unfortunate, and all of us, God grant us the strength, as well as the family, the fortitude to bear the loss.
All right, and we're still with some sad stories, and just yesterday from Wasi, we got that report, and we are beginning to hear that at least 30 people lost their life in that unfortunate incident around the mining site in Wasi local government area that drew ultimately the entire world. Took interest in that story. And if you don't mind, there's a press release we'd like to refer to that was issued by the PLATEAU State Commissioner for Information and Communication, the Right Honorable Joyce Ramnap. She released a statement that says that the state government received with deep shock and profound sadness report of a tragic explosion at a mining site in Kampani, Zorak, reportedly owned by Solid Unit Nigeria Limited. According to preliminary information, the statement said about 33 persons were said to have been inside the mining tunnel at the time of the explosion. Many lives were feared lost, while others who sustained injuries are currently receiving treatment in a nearby hospital. And he said government is deeply concerned while expressing condolences with the families of those who have lost their loved ones in this unfortunate incident. Mr. Ode, your thoughts?
We spoke about company Zorak here some few days back. Was it last week or the first week after we resumed?
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, yeah.
Yes. And we were talking about the security situation there.
In Wase, yeah.
Yes, when there was this report of 3 soldiers or so missing, and then I took time to review the status of that town, the kind of lawlessness that goes on there, that kind of thing. Now, these companies, I told you we were there before, sometime in 2017.
You've been mentioning that incident.
Yes. You see, this thing they call tunnel is a very frightening thing. I didn't really go down, but I peeped into, they use generators to light the tunnel. To install, like, even you will see. To go how deep it down it goes, I do not know. But you see, what has happened now. I think it is very important for government to take more than a passing interest in the activities going on in companies Zorak. Now I remember sometime last year there was this government legislation, was there an executive order or something on mining? Now, is the government sure that with this thing that has happened, what is the status of this mining, especially where this incident happened? Is it illegal mining or the ones that government eventually screened and certified? And if they are now legal miners, how do we avoid this kind of incident next time? You know, whether it is one person that died in the explosion or 30 whatever, it's a tragedy and it cannot be overemphasized. So I think we have to take caution. The government should concern about what is happening there, what is the status of the mining there, and what are the safety measures, you know, in these different mining sites. So that we should not have a situation where we will be having only bad publicity, bad news issuing out of Plateau. If it is today, it is not bandits or herdsmen's attack or non-government and all such things, then we are having another thing, an explosion in a mining site. I think we should do as much as we can to see that we put safety checks in place and avoid this kind of incident, because Plateau is already popular for mining activities. We might not afford to stop the business, but we can afford to put necessary safety measures in place so as to avoid the recurrence of this magnitude of tragedy.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Ode. You've spoken just the way it is. People must also take ownership. I think the company should also be called out. What are the safety measures kept in place? I mean, you can't lose 30 people and somebody is not paying daily for that. Somebody should be called to order. I mean, if 30 persons died in a particular mining site anywhere in the world, the company will have to answer for what measures was put in place. It was deliberate negligence or deliberate, situation where safety precautions weren't observed or enforced, then that company should be made to answer. And I think that in the whole of these discussions we've been having, even right here, we didn't call out the company. And I think that we need to call out the company. Governments need to call out the company, whether it's at a national or subnational level, because 30%, again, not because it's 30, even if, just as you said, even if it's just one person who died in the course of those activities, I mean, we should be able to get reports of how safe the mining pit was, what are the measures that were put in place by the owners of the mining company or mining site, and of course that led to this. Because again, if we don't do this, and also if we don't enforce these kind of safety measures and procedure or protocol, it will definitely happen again. And we don't want it to happen again. So we must call that. And of course, the state government should also be involved in ensuring that these safety measures are enforced. You want to say something?
Yeah, I need to add something. That I told you last time, what time we were there, I did a momentary, survey of social life in the town. And I tell you that there is this, a lot of people around there live like outlaws. There is this rampant smoking of Indian hemp and other that kind of narcotic substances. And in fact, even this thing that NAFDAC is trying to ban, these sachets of alcohol and the rest, that is the rampant, the life there needs to be regulated kind of. You cannot rule out the possibility that perhaps under influence, one or two of the persons inside this thing could have mismanaged, whatever led to the explosion.
That's also part of the safety.
Yes. It's possible that they mismanaged because somebody was under the influence of one substance or the other. So we need a thorough investigation into what is going on in Camp Peninsula, and there is need to regulate life in that place. I told you now, it's a growing. In fact, it's like becoming a suburb. I told you from as of 2017, from Bashar, these bikes were carrying passengers. One person was going for between, depending on your power of bargain, between 2,500 and 4,000. And then the machine will carry like 3. And it was most of the passengers were ladies who have heard about the standard of living in the area. They come from far distances, from across Taraba, Adeba, Gom, and other places. When they get to Bashar, they take bikes there to go and settle there for this kind of red light business. So there is a need for the government to take a very serious interest in respect of what is happening in Bashar.
All right, take serious interest. I also like to emphasize.
And then, of course, the road from Bashar to Camp Peninsula. If government has regulated the activities of mining, if the mining that is going on there is legal, if royalties are being paid to the appropriate quarters by those companies, there will be need to also look at the possibility or the economics of fixing the road from Bashar to Camp Peninsula. Because now with this kind of incident that happened yesterday, to come out of Camp Peninsula to Bashar, where you will access the kind of medical facilities that will take care of the magnitude of this kind of explosion, the frustration between that along the way can even cause people those who are in intensive situations to give up. So there is a need to look at the road linking Bashar and that place too.
All right. If you're just tuning in, this is a press conference in Silverbirds Rhythm 93.7. Just we leave all the sad stories right now and let's get into something more political as it is. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu signed the Electoral Act into law. Now it's a bill, right? And he did that yesterday. And since he did that, it's been opposition and opposition and opposition all the way, right? We begin to see a lot of people reacting because the president made a lot of categorical statements yesterday. Let's begin with the former chairman of the Inter-Party Advisory Council, IPAC, Peter Ahmed, who says President Bola Ahmed Tinubu lied about glitches in Nigeria's elections. Speaking earlier today, Ahmed said there is nothing wrong with Nigeria's electoral system. Now, he was reacting to that signing of the law and the Electoral Amendment Act by the president. The president who signed that law yesterday, Wednesday, which is the Electoral Act 2022 Repeal and Reenactment Bill 2026, said that the president said a lot of things, and according to Mr. Ahmed, he said, I think what the president, I'm quoting him now, is doing is like he's speaking for INEC. INEC is an independent body created by Section 133 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and that the INEC chairman and INEC commissioners are enjoying their authority and all of that, and that they said they have, and then he went on to say that because again the president made a couple of comments, and I'll be getting to those comments very shortly about his position regarding the electoral system, and a lot of people are beginning to react to that. I'll come to that, and of course a few of the thoughts of the president after this time out. Please stay tuned.
The essence of democracy is to have, very solid brainstorming discussions committed to national development and nation building, the stability of the nation. It's not as important as the history aspect of this. What is crucial is the fact that you manage to process to the extent there have been no confusion, no disenfranchisement of Nigerians, and we are all going to see democracy flourish. It is time that we have confidence in our system. No matter how good a system is, it's managed by the people, promoted by the people, and the result is finalized by the people. In fact, for final results, you are not going to be talking to the computer, you are going to be talking to human beings who announce the final results. And when you look at the crux of various arguments, maybe Nigeria should question our broadband capability. How technically are we today? How technically will we be tomorrow to answer the call of either read time or no? And as long as you appear personally as a manual voter in any polling booth, but ballot paper is given to you manually, you decide in a corner and fingerprint, thumbprint the party of your choice. You cast your vote without hindrance and any interference. Ballots are subsequently counted manually, sorted and counted manually. It's just the arithmetic accuracy that is entered into it from easy. It's the manual, essentially. And the transmission of that manual result is what we're looking at. And we need to avoid glitches, I'm glad you did, interference, unnecessary hacking in this age of, computer inquisitiveness. Nigeria will be there. We will flourish. We will continue to nurture this democracy for the fulfillment of our dream for prosperity and stability of our country. I thank all of you very much.
Mr. Lu, why are you looking quite surprised and a bit lost from what you were hearing?
Because at the point, I think I was listening to science fiction.
I don't understand. Is that why you're looking so lost?
Because the issues are incoherent. You don't know when he started, where he's going, and then he got to a point, it's as if he himself did not even know where he will end his speech, and then you see how everything suddenly ended. What has he said now? And for me, it's a moment of callousness he has demonstrated as far as the emotions of Nigerians are concerned.
How, sir?
He is trying to justify why the Nigerians should not root or agitate for electronic transfer of results.
That's why IPAC was speaking for INEC.
He's trying to tell us why up to this moment, of what he referred to as computer inquisitiveness, we should still be working with manual collection and recording of results.
But Mr. I think he's right in terms of the way the process works, in terms of how you collate. I mean, you go to vote. That's the process now. You go to vote. Just a minute.
You see,
wait now. Wait.
No. You see, you are getting me to show with anger the way you say you think he's right. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
You are even warning me with your hand.
Yes. Let me tell you something.
Okay.
Nigerians elected him. If all Nigerians stand up today and say they revoke that mandate, the mandate stands revoked. It is just left for the representatives of the people to pass a vote of no confidence and impeach him. Nigerians are saying that they want electronic transfer of results. Transmission of results. And then he, one person, elected by the people, to do what they are bidding, is imposing a primitive system on them that is crude, but not only vulnerable, but susceptible to cheating, and then coming to stand before people. He acts very hurriedly, very, very fast now. He has signed the bill and that kind of thing. And if all things were happening in this fast, this kind of speed, he should have ended banditry and insurgency by now.
But he's not the one. But that's why, when I say speak on the basis of facts now, you start accusing me that is he the one who you said he has imposed something on Nigeria? Is he the one who imposed it? Is it not the National Assembly with your members that you elected that did this? They prepared the bill, and then sent it to him to accept. How did the president himself now say he was the one who did it?
I used to hear some constitutional scholars and lawyers.
Yes.
They talk of the discretionary powers of the president.
That's right.
You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
We saw during Obuhari when this very electoral act was not signed for reasons because the president insisted on certain things, isn't it? Now, if he's the people's president, he could have insisted that this being the popular emotion, this being the position of the people, this being the agitation of the people, being the same people that elected him into office, to end these interpolations, I stand with the people. Let us work or have electronic transmission of results as the only way to collect and count the results for the 2027 elections.
You're right on that.
Yes.
Right on that.
You understand me? So he's not with the people, and we should not pretend about it.
No, when you say
you understand me? If you look his speech,
the National Assembly, whose purview it was. First, to ensure that
you are not
didn't do it.
Deal with
now you now want
deal with the situation
to take discretionary powers in order for him to sign this thing. No, that is not fair on the president.
No, you see, they call them.
It is not fair on the president. You should call out the National Assembly members, the lawmakers, both in the House and the Senate. You saw all the gymnastics, all the shenanigans that were going on yesterday and in the course of the week, and of course a few weeks ago. How can you now blame it on the square and on the table of Mr. President? Who went ahead to sign this to access to this bill?
There is something you don't know.
Let me know.
You see, the way this democracy has been proceeding,
yes,
it's very under this dispensation.
Very well.
Last week here, I mentioned to you the gradual but steady but very unfortunate epicization of the national political space. I want to also tell you today that the National Assembly is going by the wrong name. National Assembly is actually a captive audience.
Can you explain for us so I won't be confused about what you say?
Yes. They are not acting independently. They are simply dancing to a gallery that is seated somewhere. I cannot follow the instructions. So what we are demanding, what the people are saying, is that it's either the gallery stops to dictate the tone and the dance steps, it should stand with the people's position that we want electronic transmission of results in the 2027 election. Yes.
But sleep.
That is why I'm telling you that the president is his position, that is his wishes have been carried out by the captive assembly.
No, sir.
Okay. So you tell us what happened.
Those are not his wishes. These are the wishes of the National Assembly that they put together, and the president had no. I mean, this was what was presented to him. Yes, I agree with you that he had the power to have vetoed this bill. To say, okay, look, this bill will not be signed. Take it back to the National Assembly. But he has gone further, even to take the position of INEC, just like IPAC man said, and spoke on behalf of INEC.
What are you saying?
What am I saying?
Do you remember where you started?
Yes.
You are not blaming him, but you are now even corroborating that he is now speaking for INEC, like the IPAC man said.
Yes.
Listen to yourself.
Yes, I'm listening. I'm very much straight in what I'm saying. I know what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yes. He spoke for INEC. In essence, what I'm saying is that he wasn't supposed to have spoken for INEC. If you want me to put it that way.
Okay. So
yes.
He
wasn't supposed to have spoken for INEC. Allow INEC to do his own job in terms of how they are about to go. But he took his time also to explain to Nigerians, just in case you don't know the process of what it takes. And then this whole man, see, he went on to explain why the manual is important. That's why Mr. President appears also to be in sync, with manual transmission. Right? That's why he explained.
But you hear the
present.
sentiment he expressed.
Yes.
Computer inquisitiveness.
Yes.
You see where his fear is coming from.
Yes, we talked about hacking,
computer inquisitiveness.
Yes.
So he's opting for a system that has space for manipulation. That is docile, not instead of inquisitive. So it can be manipulated and it will keep quiet. That is what is happening there. And then how will he not speak for INEC? When we started, when the job was getting ready, I thought we right here have been making the case that the job of the INEC chairman should be arranged in a manner that the person will have sufficient degree of independence to conduct election that is free and fair. You understand me?
Are you saying that the current INEC chairman does not have that pedigree?
He's a professor of law, respectable one.
Senior advocate of Nigeria.
He's a senior advocate of Nigeria. Yes. But if those of us who have been covering elections, some of us were more experienced in election matters than him.
But you didn't apply for the job.
No. You were lazy about it. I indicated interest very early. You didn't do anything.
No, did you apply?
Huh? You think I'm hoping to apply?
It's possible.
Then why my uncle I say it's not that I did not apply. You didn't follow up. It's different forces, interest groups that push the case of Amopito.
No, maybe we needed you here more than going to sort yourself. If you go there now, you'll be the worst INEC chairman.
It's not likely.
No, I'm telling you.
It's not likely. Nigeria will go to sleep and close their eyes.
No, sir. You will go there, and I assure you that you'll be the worst, Mr. Ode. And I say it to your face, and I'll tell you why. Because the system you are going to meet, you are not the one who created that system. You see, you didn't create the system. You didn't create the INEC commissioners.
I always told you that somebody,
the National Electoral
it will take one person to alter the trajectory.
So you'll be the worst.
You know,
because
so when you give up and begin to say you'll be the worst, the worst, you see.
Because you didn't, I emphasize, you didn't create that INEC system.
Let me tell you the truth. Yes. You see, this on the eve of these general elections, the country is electorally not in good mood. The electorate, they are not in good mood for election.
Really?
Because the kind of things they want to see in place to guarantee them free and fair election, where their votes will count, where their decisions will also be allowed to manifest, the atmosphere is not there. Let's not joke with this matter. The atmosphere is not there. Now we haven't now looking at this in the speech there they talk of this signing of the bill now. The elections now will be taking place in January.
Yeah, that's the next
and I pointed out here when this debate started.
I was going to that.
This issue of the Ramadan and somebody called in to say in the ideal situation I would say of it, there is no way elections will conflict with the tenets or principles or activities of Ramadan. Now that we are altering this thing, that means for every election cycle, we'll continue to either move elections forward or backwards. Because this event deals or works with the lunar moon. That is why if you see over a 20-year, 30-year period, the Ramadan occurs in different months of that is a different calendar months. And it keeps moving. It's a cycle like that. So now we have brought the election for next year back to January. We have to be preparing the future legislators and those who of this country that the shifting of elections or altering the date for election will become a routine.
But you just took the words out of my mouth. Are we prepared now for elections in January? What would this mean for them?
You said you took note that the president spoke for INEC and that he was wrong. So how can we? If you ask me, the emotions of the people, ordinarily the people will have been enthusiastic about the elections, even if it will take place this year, because they want to vote and vote out a lot of people and make a lot of changes. The people who are short of the credibility of the process, that their votes will count, that they have confidence in the system, they would have been even ready before January next year. You understand me? But if you ask now, whether you say March or April next year or December, with the arrangements on ground, the people are reluctant. The people are not persuaded as it is now to go out. The people are no longer mobilized. Or even if they are mobilized, the mobilization is not en masse.
But I think there's still a way out of this.
And then if you ask whether they are prepared, their budget has not been released to them. Except it will begin to infer that with the urgent of this quick signing of the bill by the president, that is the money, the billions they have asked for too will not be screened. They will just approve and release the money to them.
Sure. Well, the point is that, you know, we still have the people also can still make a statement even with this electoral act. The people can still make a statement.
How?
Thank you very much for that fantastic question. How? Party agents now need not to be bought. Party agents need to be sufficiently mobilized by their various political parties and interests to ensure that elections and in all of the polling units, those elections, when it is conducted, are properly entered as it were, without any party agent being bought by any other person, and ensure that that election, that result, whether manual or electronic, is transmitted as it is. And the people need to be sure that, look, the people also have a part to play to ensure that the polling units, the polling agents, do not do otherwise. Because what we've seen is, you and I have seen this. You send a certain political party agent to the place, he collaborates with the other one. His party agent gives him his party gives him 10,000 naira for his work and for his logistics and all of that. 10,000 naira for the day. Another party comes, give him 20,000 naira. He becomes a member of that party.
I've told you here before, on the history of this press conference, that if a former governor of this state once told me that opposition party cannot rig election, that it takes a government in power to rig election. How? Because the government in power has money. It has access to security agencies. It controls them. And that is how it can rig election clinically and successfully. You understand me? All these things you are discussing now, buying of agents and the rest. How buying agents become possible? Just because, see the build up to the election. There is hunger everywhere. There is insecurity everywhere. Short supply of food in the market. Inflation is rising. Purchasing power is disappearing. Menu is disappearing from family tables and the rest. And then the middle of survival becomes anything that comes next. If we are having an atmosphere, if the eve of the election is characterized by citizen satisfaction, by happiness, by surplus in food supply and the rest, things on election day will be different. The character, the attitude of agents during elections and all the rest will be different.
That's a bit.
But you see, we should not even wander far afield. The essence of the discussion here today is the president, by rushing to sign this thing, has not acted in consonance with the feelings, with the emotions, with the agitations of the people of Nigeria.
I've asked you if you have empirical data scholar. As a scholar that you are, if you had empirical research data to prove the last statement you've made, even without conducting any research, you have concluded and concluded that Nigerians are not, that's the mood of Nigerians.
Are you in doubt?
I'm not saying that.
You have not been feeling the pulse of the nation? You have not been hearing agitations even in your bedroom as you see it from outside? That the National Assembly has become a theater of activism?
So
civil activism for that.
Those are how many Nigerians were there?
Look, that what was there was true representation of the Nigerian emotion. I'm telling you of Nigerians, majority of whom cannot feed themselves. Do you know what it means for them to come from far-flung areas like Taraba or the boundaries of Adamawa or the boundaries of Bakassi or Badagry or wherever to come to Abuja for this thing? But the crowd you are saying there is representative.
Is there a research that is backed by what you are saying?
Don't beg the question. Look, the question we are talking about today is too discernible. We don't begin to wait for research. You don't research for the sake of research. You don't research for the sake of research. If the matter requires investigation, but it's obvious. It's obvious.
But you know you can't say it's obvious like that. As a scholar that you are, sir. You know what I'm talking about.
Talking about people say scholar. Leave that matter. People are not happy.
I know people are not happy. I know, but you can't make some generalization that say, okay, look, this is what it is, without empirical. You know, you are smiling. You know what I'm talking about.
You are sounding like one who is rehearsing to present a seminar.
Anyway, 08064641536. Let's listen to Mike Guinea, former electoral commissioner. I really wonder why this man was not considered to be INEC chairman, national chairman.
Yeah, he was a very powerful commissioner in Cross River Ward.
Yes.
He has been. I've been telling you that some of them with the character to change the system. You know, he has always made impact every state he goes to.
That's right. So let's just listen to his few seconds thoughts on this electoral matter debacle, and then we'll come back to take your calls.
Rufai and Ayo for having me. But I think that if I answer that question, I need to clear something here. And that is that Nigerians have been wondering that for the past 2 years, I have decided to switch off painfully with respect to anything to do with our country. And I put my television on Chinese station, not because I hear Chinese, because I have spent over 30 years of my life, 10 practical years in INEC, together with other Nigerians, on how to remove the history of our election from the poetry of frustration and pain, so that we can give meaning and purpose to the ballot as the best means of the expression of the will of people in a democracy. If after a decade of effort in this direction, we are still back to where we are, and given the fact that when I left office in 2022, I was not part of the 2023 elections, but I was part of those who educated Nigerians. That is why people have been holding me accountable. That on this channel, Arise Television, when I left office, the Duke of Delta, Undoka Bagwena, I called him. I called John Momo, Raymond Dopesi, the TVC, and I said, I have decided that all the requests for consultancy, I turned everything down. That is unethical. That having worked in a commission, having been part of those who develop the processes, it will be wrong of me to take any appointment from anybody. On this Arise Television, for over 1 year, you never charged me a dime, nor was I paid by INEC or anybody, but for the service of the country.
Okay, so Mr. Ode, we may be able to. It was an interview he granted to Arise Television. We will get more to that, but maybe in the course of next week, because he said something very interesting. So we'll just get to the phone, right, on 08064641536. And disclaimer here, we'll just speak in facts, right? Nobody has taken any position on any to say, okay, we're anti, whatever, and all that. We're speaking to the facts. So stay with the issues, right? And don't be beclouded by certain things you've heard on the show. Good evening and welcome to the show. Hello, good evening. What's the number to call again?
08064641536.
You're too fast, sir.
08064641536.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
This is Charlie Stein from Dos.
All right, sir. Charlie, go ahead.
So I want to talk about this issue of hardship. Hardship is intentional. They created this hardship intentionally. So that when election comes, when they give you 2 naira, vote them. When they give you 1,000 naira, you can be able to vote them. It's to say that nothing wipe away hardship in Nigeria. It's just simply because of election. But 2027, God is alive and He will see us through. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you very much, Charlie Stainless. The line is free. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yes, Benedict is correct. Good evening, Dr.
All right, good evening.
How are you?
Yes, I think Opendi is very, very correct in most of this position. By the standard we have from the president. The president should have not been the spokesman of the INEC. And secondly, honestly, I don't know what the thinking it's the people, government for the people and by the people and for the people. How do you do it? And the people are separately you. Please give us an election result on time. Let it be transmitted, on time. If the president is not scared of wanting to go manual, this manual, how are you going to develop? Meanwhile, we are spending billions and billions of naira up to 20 billion naira for local election. So if the president doesn't want us to go electronically, like they want to take the digital, let him just continue from 2027 and just continue to 2031. Spending billions and billions of naira, and again, Nigerians are not even sure of what they're going to for. I think I think the position of Okanjo on this particular issue. Good evening.
0064641536. Let's keep it short, please. Let's keep it really very short. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Hello?
Sure. Hello, good evening. What's happening? Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
It's like manual science has affected the phones.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Thank you very much. My big friend, Sam Normally. And also my big brother, Odi. Yes, I'm Gentle from Dagaview.
Gentle, go ahead, please.
Yes, honestly speaking, result electronically or result manually, let me tell you, we can't get it right. No matter, as I said, result electronically and manually, we can never get it right as far as our country is concerned. The system, almost all the system, is corrupt. We are in a country that every system is corrupt. As far as a sitting president appointed an INEC chairman and the rest, I'm telling you, there is no way we will get it right. Yes, there is no way. Let me tell you, no matter it is, other countries that appointed all of this, they respected the institution. But our country, we can never respect the institution.
Okay, Gentle.
The election that is to take place January, it has been shifted to January. Is it a problem? Such an institution, such a system, has what he wants. It's impossible. It's impossible. Thank you. God bless you.
Okay. Now, Gentle has introduced another dimension. You are even trying to say it must be by, you say whether electronic or manual. Baho.
You can see it is the kind of desperation that bad governance, this governance has pushed the people into. You see, the first scholar went spiritual. He surrendered everything. Say, God is with us. Now you hear what he said. He just said. And then, if other people will get in here. So I told you sometimes when they started with structural adjustment program, with that kind of thing, the thing came like a joke. The spirit started coming. People thought all families in Nigeria came under spiritual attack. Pure water became a business. And it's with us till today.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
God bless you, good evening. Thank you. One project is very easy because we are high and fire on everything. We are crying. Well, they say, four is the position of Nigeria. I think there is a need for compliance. It's a 5 more years talking about. Okay, so we say we get here. How do we get here? I'm talking about technology. Must we continue to get this way for? Look at the mobile and not the mobile state. Look at what they are doing in the point. 1.7 billion. So contact the nation of less than 2. And we're talking about what you say, we're not going to go along with them. Okay, I don't know. When we get out of war, when we talk, we don't want this somehow. Once a mandatory law the I'm telling you, not even this of what they call the go back to have conflict. Of conflict with the yes, that's why it's the name. That's why it's important. But we want to send this to serve first of all. Because when they want to collect you, they're making them, but they want my own peace. They develop. The nation said about 60 40. What is about root and transmission on the road? Let's go back to the
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much for joining us on the show. We can't take your call again. Maybe just smuggle in one more call this evening, and then we'll be done on the show on Silverburst Rhythm 93.7. Just hello, good evening, welcome to the show.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, quickly.
Yeah, speaking to Honorable Kim, they call me the ultimate from Banking 90.
Kim, go ahead, please.
It's not all about manual or electronic. Let there be transparency. Let there be truthfulness in the whole system. From the voting to the submission of results. In this Nigeria, even as people have been calling you now, you could see how the network is disturbing us, how it is failing us. And one was entirely to put our trust in a Nigerian system that is not trustworthy. So please, stop blaming the president for everything. It has been said that every person in his family, you will not take your responsibility, you will keep calling Tinubu, Musa, and even chairman of local government or council. Please let us blame ourselves first. Are you doing the right thing?
Thank you,
Do
sir.
the right thing, and everything will be right. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Ode, are you doing the right thing?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to be bold enough to say it.
You are doing the right thing.
Yes.
You don't drive against traffic.
Yeah, but that is, why will I drive against
No, I'm
traffic?
just giving an example of how you contribute.
You see, if all Nigerians conduct themselves in the manner I do, we don't need even police, not even civil defense or even correctional services.
Really?
I'm telling you the truth. This country will have been the best place to be in.
Okay.
So that would see you on Monday. My name is Ukadi Odi.
All right. We'll see you on Monday. Of course, stay tuned to Silverburst Rhythm 93.7 Jos. My name is Samson O'Malley. Have yourself a very good evening. Bye-bye.